I spend a lot of my time away from home, because this is my job. I travel around the country telling jokes to people. I love it. But I spend a lot of my time away staying in hotels because I have to travel. I was in a hotel a couple of weeks ago, walked into the hotel room. As I walked in there, just on the TV it said, "The adult channel is disabled." I thought, that's a bit specialist. I'm joking.
Everyone told me, I went on holiday, everyone told me if you get stung by a jellyfish, you're meant to pee on it. Yeah? I'll tell you this much, it doesn't work as well on shark bites. The boys' family were livid. Apparently, once they've been dead for a couple of hours, there is very little you can do. No amount of piss is bringing them back. It is true, urine can be used to disinfect a wound. It's often taken the wrong way. That's why I no longer work with the St. John's ambulance. Come here, love, that looks nasty. It's apparently not what anyone wants to see. I was very disappointed when I went to Wet and Wild. It's a water park. We English are no good at foreign languages until we go abroad, where English is a foreign language. Most towns of any note have many. We've just got the one. You know the ones that say, "You are here." Got one that says, "You are here," but someone's added a question mark. So it now reads, "You are here. Your travel agent is a cunt."
It's a very fun job. This is all I do for a living, Glasgow. I travel around the country, I find large groups of people with sort of the same sense of humour as me, and then I tell them jokes for the evening. It's a lovely thing to do. It means I get to go everywhere. Any Irish people in? Oh, a few. Not that many. It sounds like the roads in Glasgow are very nearly finished.
Travelodge's slogan is, "Nothing like a good night's sleep." There's a thin line between obsessive and compulsive. It's a hyphen. I was going to leave my body to science, and then I thought, no, I'll leave it to geography. You know those things you get by the seaside, the big cardboard cutout thing by the seaside? Big, fat, jolly man in an all-in-one red and white striped suit running down Skegness Beach. You know the one? And they cut the face out so you can stick your head through, take a hilarious holiday photo. Well, when I stick my head through one of those, it just looks right.
1 in 10 British kids has never been to a beach in this country. Imagine that, growing up without ever having seen a dead cormorant with a tampon on its head. Swimming's good for you, especially if you're drowning. Not only do you get a cardiovascular workout, you also don't die. 2 ticks. I said to my girlfriend, I said, "You shouldn't eat before you go swimming." She said, "Why?" I said, "You look fat." I've got a friend whose nickname is Shagger. You might think, that's pretty cool. She doesn't like it. Let's talk about travel, yeah? The main reason Americans... Are there any Americans in? For the best. The main reason Americans don't have passports is they have trouble fitting in the photo booth. Luckily, they've developed Google Earth.
Caravan holidays. Caravan holidays are a fun way of telling your kids you're poor. Most people laughing, a couple of you giving me the stink eye. Giving me a look as if to say, it's actually quite a posh caravan. It's a 6th berth and we go to Cornwall, so, or whatever. Just one question for you. On your holidays, do you shit in a cupboard? You just about cracked a smile, but it really took some effort.
I went on holiday recently, and they told me on holiday, yeah, in the hotel, that they had special stuff in the swimming pool that turns the water purple if you pee in the pool. So I didn't pee in the pool. I didn't realise they had stuff for shit. But they clearly did, because they were onto me almost immediately. I told them it was a brown shark. They were having none of it. I was on holiday with my double bum. We were in Thailand. We were having a little bit of lunch in a cafe on the beach.
She said, I'm just going to go for a pee, I'll be back in a minute. She was back almost immediately. She said I couldn't go, it was disgusting. My question is simple, has that ever happened to a man in the history of the world, ever? Let's face it, fellas, if we're going for a piss, it is going to happen. The gents could be a pile of rotting corpses yay high. The worst you're going to get from a bloke is you want to breathe through your mouth in there. She said a weird thing to me recently. She said she wanted to wear a blindfold during sex. I thought, well, fine. On the one hand, you want to take away one of your senses in order to heighten the other four, in order to increase the erotic pleasure of lovemaking. Let's give that a go. Sounds fun. On the other hand, I was thinking, what you're really saying is, I will fuck you, but I'm going to have to cover my eyes. I was by the seaside recently, and I was thinking about rising sea levels. And this guy next to me was throwing stones into the water. I thought, that's not helping. If anything, you're making matters worse.
Have any of you seen my impressions? Have you seen any of my impressions before? I don't do many. I do a few. I'll do one for you now. Are there any lesbians in? Does anyone enjoy smashing pasties? No? Are there any lesbians? There must be some lesbians, surely. What is there, a pool tournament on? Where are the lesbians? You up there somewhere? Oh, there's some lesbians up there. Are there lesbians over here? Hello, girls. How are you? You all right? Very nice to have you in. The impression that I do, it's more a piece of physical theatre than an impression per se. But it's the... hang on, the cameraman's coming to get the lesbians. It's more a piece of physical theatre than an impression, but it's actually it's the breakup of a same-sex relationship between two women, and I think it captures the emotional turmoil and the anguish when love breaks down. When you still love that person, but you're no longer in love with that person, and you've got to go your separate ways. Would you like me to perform it for you now? Okay. Just give me a second here. Oh, what did you think was going to happen? I feel duty-bound now. What's your name, madam? What? Charal. OK, fine, Charal. Sure, we'll go with Charal. And who are you with? Who's the other half? Rosie. Hi. I feel duty-bound to ask you the question I've asked every lesbian I've ever met. What would it take to get you back on solids? Oh, I got a maybe, yes. I'm 2 Bacardi breezes away. Come on.
I was going to tell you a story about a gig I did recently. I did a gig for Mojo magazine. It's a big, pop magazine. And did a gig, it all went well. I was doing their award show for them. They invited me on. They said, yeah, will you do our awards? I said, my pleasure, lovely. Lots of rock stars and rock chicks would be cool. There was the awards there. I was just doing sort of 10-minute stand-up to begin with. I told a slightly anti-American joke. I said, of course, in Britain, we've got to eat as much as you like restaurants, whereas in America, you've got to eat as much as you can. You've added that important ingredient, competition. So not only could you be enjoying a delicious meal, you could be beating a personal best. Thus, the necessity for 3 pockets on the back of your jeans, you fat fucks. And a voice from the back of the room shouted, fuck off! I thought, I presume you're American, are you? He said, yes. I said, think of it as friendly fire. Of course, there are some clues out there as to why we're getting bigger as a nation. Domino's Pizza is a very good clue. It's a very simple business, supply and demand. Very simple. If we demand something, they will supply it. They're happy to. They now make a double-decker pizza. How did that happen? People must have been phoning up going, hello, is that Domino's? Yes, how can I help you? I like a pizza. We get a lot of that. What would you like as a topping? I'll have another pizza. Of the 5 fruit and veg you're meant to eat every day, I think you know you're fat if you count Jaffa cakes. Should we talk about Gillian McKeith, the woman from You Are What You Eat, begging the question, what did you eat, the witch from Rent-A-Ghost? Some people like her, some people don't. I think she's a fucking disgrace. Because what does she do for a living? She humiliates women. She takes a middle-aged woman who's let herself go a bit. She's a bit plump, big-boned. She's not a danger to shipping. She's not hurting anyone, and she humiliates her on national television. Initially, she goes, "This is what you eat in a week, you fat cow." She doesn't say fat cow, but you can see it in her beady little eyes. This is what you eat in a week. Has anyone noticed how that table of food she shows the big fat fatty is exactly the same as the one Kerry Katona shows us all in the Iceland ad?
Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr, and I'm announcing a new tour. It's called Jimmy Carr Laughs Funny, because, you know, I do. I go to jimmycarr.com for dates and tickets, and then, I guess, buy a ticket and come and see the tour. I laugh funny, so can you. Come and see me.